Welcome to all of you. Today we are going to learn about contracted forms.
Hi students. Welcome in Smart Education online class. Today we are going to learn about one important topic in English grammar, that is contracted form. Let's start. Lesson number 3 of this online educational series within Joyful Learning Experience. First we see what is meaning of contracted form or contractions. A contraction is word made by shortening and combining two words. Also we can say about it that is, a contracted form is a grammatical term. It refers to short words made by putting two words together and omitting some letters, which are replaced by an apostrophe. In our Marathi language we are call it as Sankshipt Roop. One more important point, that is, we use contractions, just like I'm, we're, in everyday speech and in formal writing. Contractions which are sometimes called short forms. In English, full form means long form and short form means contracted forms. For understanding this chapter, let's see some examples of the contracted forms. We are going to learn about long forms, contracted forms, short forms of auxiliaries. First we learn forms with verb to be. See how conduct contracted forms with auxiliaries am, are, is. It has divided in two types. One is affirmative and another is negative. Observe carefully how conduct contracted forms. Also learn how to pronounce short forms. I am, I'm, I am not, I'm not. You are, you're, you're not, you're not, or you aren't. He is, he's, he is not, or he isn't. She is, she's, she is not, she's not, or she isn't. It is, it's, it is not, it's not, or it isn't. We are, we're, we are not, or we aren't. You are, you're not, or you aren't. They are, they're, they are not, they're not, or they aren't. Now we are going to see contracted forms of auxiliary verb. Was, were. If there is, I was. It could not combining or shortening. There is nothing change. If long form is, I was not. It would be shortened as I wasn't. Same changes with pronouns we, he, she, it. If there is, we were. It could not combining or shortening. There is nothing changes. If long form is, we were not. It would be shortened as we weren't. Same changes with pronouns we, you and they. Let's see. Form with auxiliary verb have. I have, I've, I have not, I've not, or I haven't. Same form creates with we, you, and they. If there is third person singular pronoun, we use auxiliary has. For he, she and it. Let's take example with he. He has. He's. He has not. He's not. Or he hasn't. Same method we can write shortened form of she and it. Now learn short form of auxiliary verb. Had. Had is used for all pronouns we can. We'll take one example. With I. I had. I'd. I had not. I'd not or I hadn't. As using apostrophe we can make other short forms of remaining pronouns. Now see another short forms with auxiliary verb. Do. For all these pronouns, we use auxiliary verb do. But all those nothing convert in shortened form. But, in negative format, do not is convert as don't. While using he, she and it pronouns we can shorten in affirmative. But in negative, does not is convert as doesn't. Next auxiliary verb is did. This is also shortened in only negative. Did not has shortened as didn't. At last we are going to see forms with modals. Cannot, can't, could not, couldn't, must not, mustn't, need not, needn't, will not, won't, would not, wouldn't, shall not, shan't, should not, shouldn't, ought not to, oughtn't to. For practicing, we are going to see some important contracted forms once again. I'm, is, he's, she's, it's, are, we're, you're, there, have, I've, we've, you've, they've, has, he's, she's, it's, would, I'd, he'd, she'd, it'd, we'd, you'd, they'd, will, I'll, he'll, she'll, it'll, we'll, you'll, they'll. Now see some contractions of negatives. Isn't, is not, aren't, are not, wasn't, was not, weren't, were not, hasn't, has not, haven't, have not, hadn't, had not, don't, do not, doesn't, does not, didn't, did not, can't, cannot, couldn't, could not, won't, will not, wouldn't, would not, shouldn't, should not, mustn't, must not, needn't, need not, mightn't, might not, daren't, dare not. One more very important thing. You can solve standardized online tests on this topic with the link which is in the description. Students, today we learned contracted form. We will see another important topic in next lesson. Okay, bye, see you again friends.